Hi everybody, it's Courtney from the Beauty Mart Girls, and today I'm going to do a little tutorial on how I curl my hair with a flat iron. So luckily we have gotten some amazing flat irons from Lioness. This brand is amazing. I love it because there's a temperature control inside here, so you can do it as hot or not hot as you want it. Also, a lot of flat irons are 1 inch, and this is a 1.5 inch, so it helps to be able to get a little bit of a bigger curl versus a smaller curl. And as you can see, my hair is nice and frizzy. I have very naturally curly hair, so I've always curled my hair with a flat iron because it kind of flat irons the frizz at the top, and it also just stays a lot better for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and just kind of wrap the crown just a little bit. So this is just right after blow drying my hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in sections. I always use a claw clip. I'm super old school. Okay, so I have the bottom section out like this. And I have my flat iron set almost to the very hottest setting, just because, like I said, my hair is really curly and tends to be a little bit stubborn. So I watched a few video tutorials on YouTube about curling your hair with a flat iron just so I could kind of explain it a little bit better, and apparently I do it differently than everybody else. So I hope I can explain it a little bit to help you guys understand. Okay, so I like to start with sections that are about 2 inches. Depending on the thickness of your hair, the curliness of your hair, you might want to go a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. My hair holds curl really well, so I tend to go a little bit thicker on the sections. So when I get to the section, I always flat iron the top just a little bit down like this, just to get it really nice and smooth because, like I said, I have really frizzy hair. So I'm going to just do one curl and then kind of explain it to you guys. So I get the hair into the flat iron, and then what I do is I clamp it down, and then I twist the flat iron all the way down to the bottom and then out. Sometimes I leave the ends out a little bit, or if they get a little bit too curled, I'll go back through and kind of straighten them out a little bit, just because I don't want them to look like it's too curled. The biggest thing to remember for flat iron curls is you want to curl half of your hair away this way and the other half away this way. So just kind of keep that in mind as you do it. So I'm just flat ironing the top just a little bit straight, clamping it down, and then I'm just curling it, going outwards and then down. If you can kind of see that. So on this side, I'm going to do it on the opposite. So flat ironing it down a little bit and then curling it the opposite way. And this kind of takes a little bit of getting used to with your hands, like how to hold your hands. So don't get frustrated. The biggest thing is to use a ceramic flat iron like the Lioness one so that your hair doesn't get caught in it and then get nice and creased. That's not good. So you want something where your hair is going to slide through really well. So I have this bottom section done, and then I just go across and do on this other side of my part. So I go from my part down, get all that hair in that section. Once again, I'm going to go from the top, and then I'm going to flip it around and take it all the way to the bottom. Make sure that the hair stays in the flat iron when you're doing it. You don't want any of the hair coming out. And then see how the bottom got a little bit too curled on that one? So I'm going to take the flat iron and I'm just going to go over it so that it flattens it out just a little bit like that. When I do my flat iron curls, they usually last me about 4 days, but that's because my hair is really curly, so it holds curl well, and also because I don't tend to wash my hair that often, so I've kind of trained it. But I find that the flat iron curls hold a little bit better than traditional curling iron curls. I don't know if it's the way that you're kind of tugging the hair through the iron or what it does, but for me it lasts a lot longer than traditional curling iron curls. And I do like using a flat iron because you can kind of get that bottom a little bit straighter if you want it to, and also for those of us with curly and frizzy hair, I find that if I curl my hair with a curling iron, it just doesn't get that frizz out, and so I almost have to do two things, like flat iron and then curl, and so this just eliminates one of those steps for me. So I'm curling away to the left side, curling towards the left side. As I'm going through, I'm kind of combing through with my fingers because I don't like my curls to be really curled. I'm going to go towards the back now. And same thing in the back, except for I just kind of part it down the middle, and then half of it I do towards one side and the other half I do towards the other side. Just so that it all blends together. So again, just flat ironing that root a little bit, which you totally don't have to do. If you have straight hair, I would just go straight for the curl. But for me, I have to flat iron the root because it's so frizzy, because I don't know how to give myself a good blowout apparently. Or I'm just too lazy. So once you've kind of twisted it enough into the flat iron, you can just pull it down and pull it through. You don't have to do as many sections as I'm doing. I do have a lot of hair, so I have to do a few more sections. And also if I do too big of sections in general, then it doesn't get it sleek enough for me. So on the left side, this is my left side right here. I'm curling away from my face towards the left. On the right side, I'm curling away from my face towards the right. With these front pieces, I like to kind of brush them out a little bit just because my hair tends to get really tangled, and then spray with like a thermal active setting spray. I like to use the Biolage one. It just helps it stay a little bit better. So I'm just spraying my bangs so they don't get yucky and frizzy. With these top pieces, I tend to kind of turn my hand a little bit more, just to really be able to get that face framing angle. So this, I'm kind of straightening down because that's where my bangs are. And then I'll start it about mid-shaft and then go out. So after I'm done, I usually go through and kind of brush the ends out a little bit. Smooth the front. I have a little bit of that tease in from the beginning. So that's pretty much it. I love, love, love using this lioness because I feel like since it is the 1.5 inch, that it gives my hair a little bit more of a big curl instead of small curls. So it just gives like a nice almost body wave, straightens the top of my hair, gives me a nice curl at the ends. So, well, I hope you guys learned something. Let me know if you have any questions about this.